All right, I want to do a quick overview of all the Mackey digital mixers, digital speakers, and the applications that they are making for all those devices. Now, of course, the big DL series uses the Master Fader and the My Fader. Master Fader is a very robust application with all the pro mixing features that an engineer would use. Now, Mackey has released 2 speaker systems that also have digital mixers built in. A few years ago, they announced the FreePlay and just recently the Reach. And both of those have small mixers and are using a different application to control those, something that's not nearly as complex and robust as Master Fader. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Mackey Connect application. When you launch that, you'll see the icons for the FreePlay and the Reach. Let's go into the FreePlay real quick, and we'll be in demo mode. The FreePlay is a 4-channel digital mixer. It's going to have 2 mic line inputs and an auxiliary or stereo auxiliary input that's going to be an 1/8-inch mini jack on the back. And you'll need an 1/8-inch mini to 1/8-inch mini to plug an iPhone or any MP3 player into that. You'll also notice that on this channel there is a Bluetooth icon, which basically means that you can sync your phone to the Bluetooth receiver built into the mixer and stream your audio. So let's go ahead and back out of this and get into the Reach version of the application. All right, so in the Reach version, we're going to see the 4 mic line inputs as well as 5/6 on the aux. And we also have our stereo effect return. I want to make sure that we understand there's only one effect processor in this series. And to clarify some of the marketing bullet points that you can read, on the front of the mixers, you can select one of 4 different effects. That's just a quick way to select an effect via a tactile control, but there are actually 16 different effects inside of the unit. But don't get that confused where you think you might be able to use 16 effects or use 4 effects. So let's go into the channel strip here and take a look at what the channel strip looks like. So keep in mind that this is not a mixing device for engineers or audio professionals. It's made for someone who does not know that much about audio and just needs to basically control levels, a little bit of EQ, and of course with a band performance, some type of effect. And so as we look at the effects that are built into FreePlay and Reach and the channel strip, this is all you're going to get. You see that you've got your effect send. That effect send label will change. So I'm on delay right now. If I go to a reverb and then go back to that, you'll see that it's called reverb here now. So it does change that label based on the effect that you select. You also have a 3-band basic EQ, high, mid, and low. And we can use the arrows to shuffle through the 4 channels plus 5/6. We can select the little fader icon on the bottom left to get back to the mixer view. I am a little confused about monitor. I'll do some research on that. There is obviously not a monitor send anywhere in the channel strip, so that seems to be missing for the FreePlay and Reach, but I do know that it's there for the DX mixer, so we'll go over the DX mixers here in just a second. And of course, lastly, we've got our Master Fader over here, and the only other hidden features are going to be under the gear icon, and here you'll notice that we don't have any type of parametric EQ or graphic EQ. Again, most novices are not going to understand graphics or parametric, so they're going to basically give you 3 presets here: flat, DJ, solo, and voice. And that's just going to simply be the EQ curve applied to the master left-right output for your main speakers. You do have some foot switch controls. You have a built-in feedback eliminator. And of course, with the Reach, you've got your side monitors, and you can turn those both off. Or if you've got one of the speakers up against a wall someplace, you can only turn the one on that's facing the band and keep the one on the right, which would just be bouncing off the wall, keep it off. You can turn headphones on, which mutes the mains. So keep that in mind. If your system is not working properly, it very well could be that you've got it muted for silent practice. And lastly, you can save and recall presets. And we'll hit our fader view button on the bottom right side here to get back to the overall view. So that's a quick overview of the 4 and 6 channel mixers that are built into the speakers. Now with the Pro DX mixers, they have stepped up a little bit the applications, and I'll show you some still photos here where the applications have your sends and a high-pass filter with a semi-parametric mid-range EQ. And they also have quite a bit of control on the mixers themselves. And that's something that a lot of the new mixers coming out right now with the Behringer X-Air, the RCF M18, and even the older Mackey DL series, they don't have any buttons on them for control of your audio. If we take a close-up look at the Mackey Pro Dx8, you'll see 7 buttons that control the 8 channels of inputs. And that allows you to select a channel and turn up the master volume on that. And you'll also see a mix button. If you select that, you'll be able to change your effect send, your aux1 and aux2 send, and then of course the main volume. You can also select the headphone button and adjust your headphone volume. And lastly, you'll be able to change the effect with the effects buttons. And that's basically where Mackie has just built in 4 of the presets that we saw as default. If you want more control, of course, you can use a device and select from any of the 16. All right, and the last few items for the Pro DX series, those mixers will have an Android app as well as iOS, and there is 7-band graphic EQ on the 2 auxiliary outs or monitor outs and the main left-right master. So those are all upgrades over the Mackey Connect app for the FreePlay and Reach. So Mackey's got a pretty big offering now with the high-end using master fader for the DL32, DL16, and 8. Then, of course, we're going to have the new Pro DX series come out using the Mixer Connect. And then on the lower end or the more simple application, we'll have the Mackey Connect for FreePlay and Reach. If you have any questions, let us know here on our YouTube channel, or be sure to check out our Facebook user group for Mackey Digital Mixers.